Who is Dominique Johnson?
Uh, Pretty simple. Laid back. Still, crack jokes and stuff at times. A husband now, the ring. Uh, Getting better with my faith in God, and that's pretty much it, man. I have a simple lifestyle.
Hustle on the beat.
Everybody has their stories. It's been a difficult little road for me, but I mean, obviously, it's what I'm doing right now. Kind of makes it more worthwhile. I didn't quit. I went to a small school, college. Went to a high school that wasn't really known for their sports. So I didn't really have that support that not most players, but some players had in the inner city of Detroit. So the person that did that stuff for me was my father. So without him, I wouldn't be where I'm at today or whatever. He looked up camps and stuff for me, just all kinds of crazy stuff. And then I finally got introduced to AAU. So the road has been very, very tough. Going to JUCO, playing there, transferring, going out to Memphis, to Southwest Tennessee Community College. And that's when I kind of hit my stride, knowing that basketball was something that I really want to do. Kind of got my confidence and stuff up. It was I just had a different feeling about myself. Ended up signing to a 4-year NAIA school because I didn't qualify to go Division I. Fell a grade short in the clearinghouse. So, went to Azusa Pacific University, and it was probably the best decision that I ever made in my life. I still have to go and finish my degree, but just meeting the people there, meeting my wife there, the coaches, everything was the best. It was the best thing for me. And then you got the professional career. Everybody has their dreams on going to the NBA, but in actuality, it's only 300 to 400 NBA players right now in the league. So that's a small fraternity that you're trying to get into. And I had that dream, I still do, but right now, I think it's more on providing for my family, making sure I have my responsibilities and stuff like that in order. So right now, I'm not chasing the NBA. I'm trying to be the best player I can be the best player in Europe, hands down. And we'll see what the NBA says about that. But everybody dreams to play in the NBA or whatever. But in actuality, you gotta come to your senses and know. You have to know what your priorities and stuff is. You can't chase the NBA and not get any money, and you want to play basketball as a profession because it's not going to pay the bills. Well, growing up in Detroit, basketball wasn't my first love. It was, playing the drums. Played drums in church. Played in the band and stuff in middle school, and finally just started watching my brothers and stuff. They was going to play basketball. I used to always try to tag along with them. Most of the time they say no, but I go tell my mom. She make them, make me go with them. But growing up in the city, it was tough. It's always tough. You hear it everywhere. But I had a support system with my mom and my dad where they kept me out of trouble, and I wasn't like a knucklehead either. So I know the difference between right and wrong, even though I did make some mistakes. I just never did them twice. My father always stayed on me. Whatever I was going to do, whatever I decided to do as a profession, make sure that I put my best foot forward. And if I don't succeed, just knowing that I did my best. That's all that mattered. But just with me playing basketball, he gave me the right tools that I needed to be successful. But it was going to be up to me. He helped me, but it still was up to me. It was my choice to keep pushing it when people said no, like they did. Playing ball in high school, I didn't want to play for my high school. Just looking at the history and stuff of what it was, I came from like a winning tradition when I was like in middle school and stuff like that, playing somewhat travel ball. We was always win. We won every game most of the time. So then just going to high school, it was just, I didn't want to be a part of it, but you kind of got that love back because I was in a band in 9th grade playing the drums, and my dad just told me I had to be one thing or the other because playing the drums was expensive as well. So obviously I picked basketball, and this is where I'm at right now. But we had a good team, high school, great team. It was just different, man. It was a different situation. The team wasn't ran how a good team was supposed to. When you have that much talent, you try to put it together, and it just didn't work out. I still talk to those guys to this day, but as far as like the head coach and stuff like that, like I don't really talk to them like that because my junior year. End of my junior year, going to these tournaments and stuff like that, people asking me, coaches asking me, what's your ACT score? I didn't even know what they were talking about. So it's like for your coach to tell you that you're this good, you're doing this, you're doing that, but then not even letting you know that you need to do this in order to go to college, because that was the only way that I was gonna get my education paid for. Was playing basketball. So he didn't even put me in the position to know about this, and part of that stuff is my fault too because I didn't look into it. But for a coach not to let a player know that you need an ACT or ACT score, you need to take this test to go to the next level, was kind of selfish on his part. But I mean, it is what it is. I don't fault him. It's life. You live and you learn, and there's no grudges against him or whatever. I'm fine. I'm fine with that. Left high school. I had no offers on the table. All of a sudden, my head coach brings a coach to me, a junior college coach from St. Clair County Community College, and I go up there and work out. He likes me. I end up signing with that school. You know how the recruitment process goes. Coaches tell you one thing, end up doing another. And that's exactly what he did. So I ended up leaving there after that first year, transferred, and went to Southwest Tennessee Community College in Memphis, Tennessee. There, that's where I hit my stride. Like I said before. I knew I was good when I was playing in Detroit with those guys, but the coach just wasn't giving me a chance to an extent. But when I got out there, it was just, the competition was just, it was a different style of ball. And it kind of like fit my game perfectly. So with me going out there, my game just flourished. And it was crazy. Just went to the next level. Shooting the ball more, being more athletic. You know what I'm saying? We was winning. Ended up getting the player of the year for Tennessee for junior college. We didn't win the championship that year, but you know, we did some great things. I had coaches and stuff coming in the gym left and right trying to get a look at me, and I ended up committing to Northern Illinois University, and I needed a C to be accepted into the university. And I was having trouble in this class, and it's just one of those classes where you just couldn't like figure out, but you're there every day, you're trying and stuff like that, and you know you're trying to talk to the teacher to see what you can do to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, like you get this grade. And you know, we took our finals and stuff like that, and I got my grade back, and I got a D plus instead of the C. And when that happened, like that just hurt me. And but it was nothing that I could do. Like I tried my best. Like that was all I had. Like that class was crazy. And you know, I didn't go to Northern Illinois, and next thing I know, I have all these NAIA schools calling me, and you know, a school from California called, which is you know, Azusa Pacific. They sent me a letter, and they had like the gym, which was like a newly remodeled gym, just like a Division I school, but in the background had like the sun setting, and I'm like, yo, like this is like beautiful, like something off a movie. So I take my visit to go there, and long story short, that visit turned into a commitment. I didn't even come back home. I didn't go back to Memphis. I stayed and got all my stuff shipped out to me. And you know, I go there, man, and it was a private Christian university, so kind of got me back into my faith and stuff like that, because it was wavering. But going there, like I said, was the best thing that ever happened to me. You know, I met my wife there. We were winning, and then it was a better feeling. It was kind of like a fresh start for me. So, you know, we go there. We go to the national championship my senior year, and we lose by 1 point. So, of course, like that's one of the craziest games I ever played in. But to say that your last game for your senior season was going to be in the championship game, which is the last game of the year, was an accomplishment for me, even though we didn't win. Still think about it to this day, because the shot that I took, I make it like 90% of the time. So it just so happened that I missed it, but it wasn't the right time for it. So, you know, that's what happened. And, you know, next was just the professional aspect of it now. Man, I had to, you know, of course, trying to find an agent. That process was real different. I ended up going to Sacramento and was working out with the trainer, Gus Armstead. Gus was basically had like Northern California like sold up as far as like, you know, scouting talent and trying to find people agents and stuff like that. So I went to him through a source, went out there and worked out with him for about 3 days to see if, you know, get an evaluation to see if it was going to be a yes or no. He ended up saying yes and hooked me up with an agent. And, you know, it was good. We was just trying to, going through the NBA draft stuff. You know, I worked out with the Sacramento Kings and stuff like that, and had a couple more teams to come in the gym and just, you know, watch me. When I first went into the Sacramento Kings workout, You know, it's kind of like, you know, I'm a kid from the inner city, getting a chance to walk into an NBA facility um, and have their name across, you know what I'm saying, across my chest. It was just, it was unbelievable. It was a dream. So, you know, you go in there, you know, you have to do all these drills and stuff like that. You have to get measured, bench press tests, agility tests, all kinds of stuff. But I held my own. You know, I held my own in the workouts and stuff like that. But it just so happened that it didn't work out. That was like one of my first things, my first taste of being a pro, knowing the ins and outs of what it, you know, what it was going to take. My body was sore from the workouts. The weights and stuff was different. Working out 2-3 times a day. It was tough, but then you had to come to the, you know, the realization that, you know, like this is going to be my life. This is what I signed up for. And, you know, I ended up playing in the D League. Got drafted to the Idaho Stampede, and that was like my first taste of the politics. You know, I'm busting my ass day in, day out. We got 2-a-day practices and stuff like that. Like, I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm the first one in sprints, and, you know, I'm hitting my shots and playing defense, doing everything possible to make this team. And the day before the last cuts, you know, I get a phone call to the office, and, you know, I got to go downstairs, and they cut me. And the guy that was there, I'm like, this can't be right. Like, this cannot be right. I've never been cut before, and to get cut for like a true veteran, like, and knowing that I did everything that I could, like, it hurt me. And I really didn't know what to do. But my mom, she was just telling me, like, yo, like, everything happens for a reason. Like, don't stress about it. You did the best that you could, you know what I'm saying? You can't control who these people are going to pick, you know, who they're not going to pick. Like, you just go out there and do your best. And that's what I did. And I went home. I was home for about like a month and a half. It was just nothing was happening. And my agent just, you know, we got a call, I guess, with Texas, with the Mavericks D-League team. I went down there, and I'm like, yo, like, I'm not getting cut this time. Like, I cannot get cut again. Like, that was not a good feeling. So I get out there to Texas, and they had a practice court, and then they had the real court where the players was. And another player that was with the agency was Justin Denman. And when I went in there, he was telling me to, like, yo, do not go over to the practice court. Stay over here with us and just try to fit in. So when he told me that, it was just like I was alert, you know what I'm saying? I knew what was going on. And they kept telling me, like, yo, you gotta go to the practice court. You gotta go to the practice court. They want to see you over there. I'm like, nah, I'm not going. So I stay over there, and this is when Nancy Lieberman was the coach. Nancy Lieberman, David Wesley, and man, who was the other coach?
Scott Fleming.
Scott Fleming, yeah, Coach Fleming. So everybody looking like, where am I? Like, I'm not on the practice court. And they had to stop the practice. And it's a true story. They stopped the practice, and Nancy walked up to me and was like, yo, like, you know, you got to go over there and work out with the practice guys. So, you know, eventually I go over there, and I destroyed that workout, the aspect of the workout. I remember the GM and stuff, you know, Malcolm and all those over there watching. And, you know, I was like, yo, I think I might have a chance. And then I stayed out there for probably about like a week. I was out there. and got the call to the office again, heart beating. And Malcolm's like, today is your day. Like, we're gonna give you a shot. And I'm like I made it. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah. I'm like, cool. Like, heart still beating fast or whatever. As soon as he told me I made it, I just got on my phone, texting my dad, let him know, because the game was that night. Like, I didn't even have a name on my jersey when I got in the locker room. That's how quick it was. And I told my dad, like, yo, I made it. They activate me tonight, and that was that. And first game, played like 4 minutes or whatever. Didn't even take a shot. It was just the rush of being out there, like, with the other guys. Cause I'm out there with other NBA players, with Antonio Daniels and Joe Alexander, Sean Williams, Dominique Jones. Like, it was just, okay, I'm out here now, but I have to stay. And gradually the minutes and stuff went up, and I ended the season on a strong note or whatever, and got like some good evaluations, but it was just like I got my feet wet for the first time. So
All right, let's talk about after your first year as a pro, and then from there.
After that first season, the second season, the Legends, they wanted me back. We went back, and it was, let's see, was that summer league? Summer league? Yeah, that summer I ended up playing summer league with the Kings. I did good. I averaged like 10 points a game. Shot like 40+% from the 3-point line. Like, I remember all the stats, and I thought I was gonna have a shot at least getting to a training camp, and it didn't happen. And my agent was just saying, like, we go back to the D League. People are asking, they showing some interest and stuff like that or whatever. We gotta continue to have a good season. And I was like, man, I know I did enough to go overseas to get like something good. And he had dreams. His vision was, to get me to the NBA, because I was coming from a small school, and that'd be a great story, which I understood. But at the time, I was just trying to, like, just put some money up in the bank, just to be on the safe side. But unfortunately, I listened to him, and went back to the D League and played first 5 or 6 games or whatever. I probably averaged like 27 points a game. The lockout was going on, so they had invites to training camp, and 3 of the starters had already got invited and had already shipped out. And I was waiting. I'm like, I know I'm like top 3 in the league in scoring. Something has to happen. And I guess one day, our coach, Dale Harris, got the call, and he like stopped practice and was saying that, Dominique, you got the call, the invite to go to Minnesota. And, everybody was clapping and stuff like that. And I was just like, wow, like, it's about time. And I get ready to go to Minnesota, get out there, and it's like 14 or like 15 guaranteed contracts. And I'm like, yo, nothing's gonna happen out of this. And so I'm basically there as a body, or I'm there to I can just get the knowledge, know what I need to work on, find out my strengths, my weaknesses, and just try to get in the flow of things. I get there, hold my own again. You got like Ricky Rubio and Kevin Love. This was Rubio's rookie season, so it's like a lot of publicity and stuff there, and it was a crazy opportunity just to feel that real NBA feeling, especially like on media day. You know, when you walk in the locker room, your jersey is hung up, you know what I'm saying, with your name and stuff on it. You get to put it on. My first time putting on the NBA jersey, which has my name on it. That was unbelievable. I didn't even want to touch it when I saw it. Like, I was like that nervous about it. And you know, it was just crazy. It was crazy. I didn't get a chance to play in the games with them. They ended up letting me go right before we was about to leave, and I'm like, I wasn't even mad because I already knew what it was. Like, when I'm looking at the thing, like I couldn't get that many reps because it was other guys fighting for time. They needed that time, so they'd be like, "Hey, Rook, I gotta get in there. I gotta do this. I gotta do that." It was nothing I could do, and I have no type of clout or seniority or nothing like that. Like, there's nothing I could do. Like, I'm at the bottom of the totem pole. So when I got out of there, I went back to the D League and ended up having, like, the first 3 games, I probably averaged like 20 points a game, and I go from starting to like 6-man to like just not even playing. Had no clue what happened, no clue at all, and that was like, everything was like going downhill. So after that season, I didn't go back to the Legends. I was really trying to get overseas, but now my agent was saying, like, you didn't have a good season to go overseas, so you won't get a lot of money. And I'm like, dude, you should have sent me over there when I told you to. This would never be a problem. But you know, it was, a long story short, it was just the next year, I went to the D League again, and I went to the Santa Cruz Warriors, which is the Golden State Warriors affiliate, and a top flight program or organization. Everything was ran to perfection, just like the Warriors. And I go there, basically a veteran. Not only been in the D League for like a year and a half, but feel like a veteran. You know the ins and outs and stuff like that or whatever. I'm not a rookie. Go there, do what I need to do. We travel to go do scrimmages and stuff like that or whatever. Play good, led the teams in scoring and stuff like that. And I come back and the coach tells me that you know, they're going to be sending players down, which are going to play my position, and you know, you might have to be inactive. And I'm like, out of all the players, you want me to be inactive? And he was like, yeah, this is what the front office wants. And I didn't understand that then. I was still immature in my mind, because I'm thinking, like, this is me, I'm a shooter, I do this, I do that, and I didn't want to take it. I was like, well, look, just let me go, and you know, I thank you for everything. It wasn't no bad terms or anything like that. It was nothing that the coach could do. Like, I knew that was all front office stuff, but that was it. Like, it's nothing, you can't control that. If the front office is interested in somebody, that's what it's going to be. You can't control that. That's out of your control, and I understand that. That's no problem at all. So I left, and I ended up going to, my agent found a spot in Cleveland with Canton Charge, and it was a great team. It was a great year. I came in there, I played. I was in the rotation, and I moved up to the starting lineup, but then I got bumped out of the starting lineup again, and I didn't know what the problem was. I was like puzzled. And this year right here was basically my worst year because you leave one D League team knowing that you was like a great part of it, and you lead them in scoring, and they let you go. So like that time right there, I was really just like contemplating, like, is this for me? Like I don't think this is for me because this is not working. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but it's not working out. So I get to Cleveland, and like I said, the same thing happens again. I go from starting to on the bench, and you try to talk to the coach and try to see what's going on, and he can't give you a straight answer. And like I understand it now, but I didn't understand it then. And we got to the point where we had to showcase, and I just went crazy. I did great. The TV interviews and player of the game, and did the dunk contest and all kinds of stuff like that. But then when I got home, when we got back to Ken, it just went back to normal. And I just got to the point I was like, yo, like just release me. It's not working. I can't sit up here and watch people play in front of me that I'm really like outworking. And so they called me to the office. She's like, yo, we're gonna release you. And I was like, yo, I understand. I shook his hand, I thanked him, and I went back home. I shook his hand, I went home to my, back to Detroit. It was only like a 2.5, 3-hour drive. And got a call to go to Sioux Falls. And like I said, man, I go there. By now, everybody knows me. You'd have been around the system so much, what I'm saying? Everybody knows me. And I go there, we end up playing the Canton team. I played like 4 minutes, scored like 2 points. The second game, we play again, played them twice. I don't touch the floor. And I see a couple of the teammates, my old teammates and stuff, out at a restaurant, and the guy's like, was like, dude, like, why'd you lead a team? And I'm like, man, I could not afford to just sit there and watch y'all play. Like, I knew I could give something to the team to help y'all out. Like, it'd be times like when we're losing bad, like I know that I'm a high energy player, so I know that a couple plays can change a game like really quick. But like I just never got that chance, and I'm like, yo, I just had to leave. Like it just wasn't for me. But at that time, like I said, like I was young-minded, and it was tough. So now, where I'm at right now is just my mind is stronger, my faith is stronger, the understanding is better, and things are just so much more simple now. After that, I never thought about the D League no more. At that time, I was still living in Sacramento. I left, got out of Sacramento, was talking to my wife now, which was my girlfriend at the time, and she was like, man, just come out here and stay with us. We have the gym and stuff out here. You can do whatever you need to do. This was in LA. So I pack up all my stuff, I drive to LA, and the second best thing that happened to me, besides coming out there to APU, get out there to LA, man, there was just so many different basketball resources that I can just get my hands on. My school was right there. I had full access to the gym or anything that I needed. So, that was definitely a blessing. But, you can go to one gym and you can have 20 NBA players there. You go to another gym, 15. Like, this is what I needed to be around. Sacramento wasn't helping me at all. So I get out there, get with a trainer, Keon Kendrick, and from there on, it clicked. Everything clicked. He knew my situation. He knew I didn't have any money. Um, just a straight up dude. And we went in there. I go in the gym as early as possible that I can, because that was like the only time I can get in the gym, and where it'd be like, cheap enough for me to do it. I'm in the gym at like 6 in the morning and just getting ready. I don't have an agent. I fired my agent at the time. I don't have an agent. And he has these runs at it's called Nike Air West, and going up there, and you have all the top college kids that's in the SoCal area. They're there. Everybody from, you have Stanley Johnson, you have folks from Cal State Fullerton, folks from USC, UCLA. Everybody was there, and then you had the other pros. You had DeMar DeRozan, James Harden, Nick Young, Brandon Jennings. Everybody was there. Like, this is what I needed to be around to get me better. But all along, like, it was just getting my mind stronger. Staying out there with her and just looking at the big picture. It just came. It was so much more clear. And I go and work out with a couple more guys out at Pan Pacific, and they had all the other NBA players there. You know what I'm saying? So it was great. It was great. And I ended up finding an agent, a European agent through Tony Farmer. And, go overseas. The deal was basically nothing. But it was an opportunity for me to get across the waters. I had to showcase my talent and let them know what I was capable of. And when I was with that agent, it was tough. It was tough at times or whatever. But now I'm by myself. I had a chance to really just look at things, and it ended up working out for the best. I started the season out there. I got like the best scorer award or something that was out there, because they had EuroLeague teams. They had EA7 Armani out there, which had Keith Langford on their team. Then they had Stelmet, which is from Poland. That was the Polish EuroLeague team. They had Christian Ienga, Craig Brackens, and Marcus Ginyard on the team. And point guard from Florida, Urban Walker. Marcus Ginyard wasn't there yet. So we're playing against those teams. Then we had PGE Turo, which was a VTB team. And we playing against these teams. We didn't win. We lost to PGE by 1 point. We lost to Turo by like 20. They didn't miss a shot. But those games, I averaged basically 29, 30 points a game. And once when I saw that and I passed Keith Langford for the scoring title, I was like, okay, this can go somewhere. That was just one step. And I played the season and stuff like that. It just didn't work out with the coach. They ended up firing our Serbian coach, and ended up going with one of the Polish guys. And he was a cool guy, real laid back with us. He understood the athletes and stuff like that, like with our bodies. And we ended up winning the Polish Cup. And that was my first championship in Europe, for my first year to be in Europe. It was a great thing, and I had a huge part in us winning that championship. Winning that cup. And man, it was just a great feeling. I have the jersey and the shoes and stuff in the house now, and eventually I show that to you. But long story short, we finished the season. We don't make the playoffs. Season's over with. Now I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to go. I want to go back to the team. I liked it out there, but they didn't want to give me a pay raise. So I ended up firing that agent. And now with my agent, who I'm currently with right now, Craig McKenzie, and it was just something, something different about him. The first thing when I'm talking to him on the phone is just, do you have, how's your relationship with God, like this and that. Like it was that. It wasn't even about basketball. It was like he already knew what I was capable of. It was about, your relationship with God, and that right there really caught my attention. And when I heard that, it was just, okay, this might be the best thing for me. I've known of him for 7 years, and this was my first time being represented by him. He tried to get me when I was coming out of college, and I didn't do it. But it's kind of crazy how everything goes in full circle, and now, what I'm saying, we're under the same umbrella now. He gives me a deal in Poland because he tried to go for the home run, but wasn't nobody buying it. They told me that I couldn't shoot, and they told me that if he's this type of player, why did he only average 13 points a game? Why was he shooting 30% from the three-point line? Like all this. And he was still trying to tell him like it wasn't his fault. And eventually they still didn't buy it. And I go to the last place team in Poland, Sharper Tanojic, and he was like, man, I know you don't want to do it, but this might be the best thing for us to do. And I didn't know anything about the city, but I just heard stories about it. And I signed there for a little bit more money than what I got for my first year in Poland. And I went there in September 7th. The first game was like September 14th. I get there, I practice with the team. I look at the city and stuff like that. It's small, it's basically a village. And it was tough. It was by far the toughest situation I've ever been in. Worse than the D-League, high school, like anything. That was like my test right there. That was the ultimate test for me, that I believe. And I go there, and it's just, I'm humble, but I'm focused. I know now what I need to do. And there was just no mercy on whoever I was going against. The first game we lose, I had like 27 and 7 rebounds or whatever. So I knew that the team wasn't used to winning. I was hoping that I can change that, and that was my whole goal. And we lose 6 games straight. We're 0-6. We won our first game in against Asseco, and we just had a great game. We won that first one. It felt so good. But like the main thing was like I have a journal. I have 2 years worth of journals, and I keep my stats, and I write in it every day. Good things or bad things, no matter what it is, I write it in every day. I kept a journal of every game that I played so like this year, and it's just like it has all my stuff in here. Every stat, turnover, anything possible, it's all in here. And I kept it, and it was just like motivation for me. And obviously I'm gonna keep on doing it because it actually helped me. But also like dealing with that situation with that city, it was so small. I was dealing with racism. I was dealing with a lot of negativity and stuff like that there. I just didn't tell anybody about. It actually, like I said, was the best thing that ever happened to me. It calmed me down, put things in perspective for me, and it was great. So when I kept all these logs and stuff like that was in here, it goes on and on, front and back. everything that just continues to go. And I dealt with a lot of stuff when I was over there. One thing was I lost a good friend of mine. His father, actually the one who introduced me to travel ball, and I lost him. He got killed, and I was trying to deal with that over there, and it was just tough. I didn't know what to do. I was about to go home because that's basically like my blood, and when I went to go tell the coach about it, I'm already crying and mad and stuff like that, but I had to tell him. I'm like, yo, like basically my little brother just got killed, and the next words that came out of his mouth was, "Are you still practicing?" And I didn't know how to answer that, so I had to keep from being disrespectful and stuff like that to him. I had to walk off and just try to clear my head. And the long story short about that is we had a game the next day against my old team, which was Sloan's Roslaw, and we lost to them the first game at their place by like 30. Obviously, if I wouldn't have played in that game, we probably would not have a chance of winning that game. Even though I played in the last one, we lost by 30. But if it wasn't for like my agent, for Craig, his daughter, talking to me and telling me, like your friend and stuff is watching you, do it for him. Don't run away from it. Like, he wants you to play in this game. If it wasn't for that, I probably would not have played in that game. And I played in that game, and that was the best game that I had in Europe, period. It was, I had like 33 points, and I finished that game with 33 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, and I played 40 minutes. I went 9 for 11 from the floor. It seems like every shot that I shot, even if it looked like it was gonna go off, it went in. We went like 33 for 34 from the free throw line as a team. That's really unheard of. But I knew that it was because of him, we won that game. This jersey, my first ever professional jersey, Texas Legends. The number 9 will always be a favorite number for me. But right now I'm wearing number 5. That's kind of locked in on 5. But this jersey right here will definitely be framed when I get everything situated. Just trying to get accustomed to the house. This right here was my first overseas jersey, playing in Europe for Sloan's Wrocław. Has Latin stuff on it. It looks big, but it's a nice jersey. It's actually the jersey that I won the Polish Cup in. This one's just an alternate right here, red, because I like red. So I like that one too. I might not frame this one. This was my first NBA Summer League. First time getting the NBA feel. Number 9, of course, I had to get that. Sacramento gave me my first opportunity. And one of the guys over there, when I went into the draft, he was saying that at the time he didn't think that I was an NBA player, but he said, you are definitely a top player in Europe. And he was talking about EuroLeague, and I didn't know anything about Europe at the time. I forgot his name, but I'll never forget that. It always stuck with me. This is my Minnesota Timberwolves jersey. It needs to be clean. I picked number 0 because I was starting from the beginning. This jersey, I really don't look at it because I haven't worn it. But it's authentic.
this is mine. I earned it, and you know, this will be framed and stuff like that. So yeah, it's crazy. It actually comes down to like right here on my wife when she when she tried it on. That was crazy. But that's it for my jerseys. That's about it right now. They can't even got this stuff out. Get a shot of her office. Oh man. These were my first shoes I had when I first went to Poland with Sloan's Wrocław, and I had to put my city and stuff on there in Detroit, where I was from. I had to put them on there 6 Mile, just to get that home feel and stuff like that, being so far away from home. These are like one of my first professional shoes. My wife bought these for me February 12th, 2011. We was in Bakersfield. These are the All-Star Edition Hyper Dunks. And they still look brand new. I do not wear them. Yep. These right here are the shoes that I won my the Polish Cup in Poland, and I will not be wearing these anymore. I'm gonna frame them and, you know, leave them for my kids someday. So that's it. These are just the shoes for next season, for this season right here, coming up to Turkey. These and these. So I'm a Kobe fanatic right now. So and then forgot about these. For practice shoes, the Kyrie Irvings are a great shoe to play in, and they're light. And that's it. Turkish phone number, so you're gonna see something pop up with a plus. But it has 2 days, or 2.5 days actually, been just strictly like leg workouts. So now I'm trying to pump the blood up through the body, renew it, and hopefully I'll feel fresh when we get done. I just did 30 minutes, so now I'm just not finishing. Hopefully this compression will release this pressure, man, so I can start walking again. Can't get up too quick though because the legs and stuff will be weak. Just gotta sit here. I'll probably do some ice afterwards to ice the knees. That's about it for this one. I don't think I'm trying to invite you to I ain't ready for that one yet. I'm not ready for that one. Traveling, so the time that I have been here, it's been cool. The weather's been great so far, especially living off the water. But man, only time I come down here is really like to eat, take a walk down there to the lighthouse. Actually, it's kind of out of my comfort zone because I can't swim. So if anything happened, I'm hit. I don't even know why I'm on this rock, honestly. But nah, it's the city and stuff is nice. It's small. It seems like everybody know each other, but it's fine. it's fine. I can't really complain about anything. Same number though. You got to keep number 5 on overseas. I got the same routine when it comes to game day. Make 50 free throws. Get my shots up. I got that from Antonio Games when I was with the Legends. I'm just trying to develop a routine as a professional. I try not to veer away from it, no matter if it's a good game, bad game. Just try to do the same thing repeatedly and just develop a rhythm. But today I just gotta like the shots I'm gonna get up in the games. So when my number and stuff is called, try to be ready for that shot. I didn't shoot that much, but I'm sweating like crazy. Kind of shot the ball well. Made me feel better for the night, but we'll see what happens. That was like what, 45 minutes? 45 minutes of work. So far, it's been cool for the most part. We barely here, because went to Italy, Holland, and then we just came from Montenegro. Only been here for like a short period of time, still trying to like figure out different things about my apartment. But so far, like everything has been good. The fans have really been like embracing us. And also we got a chance to play that first home game, so everything is cool. It's cool. I know later on it's about to be raining really hard, like you just witnessed last night. But besides that, Turkey is fine.
What would you tell someone if they want to be where you're at today, but they're looking at their high school situation and they don't see themselves on anybody's list?
First off, it's all about the timing. But now, the way everything is set up now is basically about who you know. If you don't know anybody, you gotta get out, network, talk to folks. You never know who you might run into. That's one thing that I took in like really well, like from my dad. If anybody walking up to you, talking to you, have a little conversation with them. You never know what it might lead to. It could be good or bad, but either way, you learning a lesson from it. But as for like the high school kids, when you're talking to somebody, they might give you a card, take it. Also now you have different social media outlets, so you can be in the gym working out or whatever, and you can post it and send it to the right person, and then there you go. But my situation was a little different. My dad did all my stuff when I was in high school, so it just really worked out for the best, But for the kids up and coming now, like I said, social media, especially just talking to random people, you never know where that relationship can take you. But I would say basically you probably want to make sure that your grades and stuff is taken care of first and foremost, because that can get you into school, and then you can possibly like walk on in college.
All right, let's talk about life overseas and the grind and the adjustments.
Well, I know pretty much people think that, when a person playing basketball overseas professionally, they think it's just, basketball and getting money. But, as you can see now, if you wasn't here, I'd be here by myself. My wife is not here right now. It's a different thing. You got to learn the culture. There's different rules in different countries and stuff like that you need to learn, because it can be labeled as disrespect. Also, you have, practices and appearances that you might have to, do for the teams. Language barrier, trying to order food, and then you might have like some type of racial issues that might occur, depending on which country and which city that you're in. I've been hit with all that stuff, but I was able to dodge it and not let it escalate to something, really bad. But being over here, the driving is very different. You will get ran over if you don't go with the flow of traffic. They really don't follow like the traffic lights out here, because there's not that many out here. So if you go, stick to it. Go, because if you don't, you're gonna get hit. And you've seen that too. So that's pretty much like the overseas grind though. You must have Wi-Fi. You must have Wi-Fi. That's like the first thing that a professional athlete needs when they come, across the water. Have the Wi-Fi so you can get in touch with your family back at home and let them know that everything is okay. My first year, I went early. Didn't know what to expect. The training camp and stuff was like really gruesome. Running around in the hills, the parks, stuff like that. 2-3 hour practices twice a day. Really took a toll on my body. I was going in basically a rookie all over again and just trying to establish myself. The first year though, I was in a nice city in Wrocław, or Americans would pronounce it Wrocław. It was cool. My place was great. The city was great. I had a car. We had 2 gyms to play in. We had all types of gear and stuff like that. Obviously, the money and stuff was a little different. I wasn't making a lot of money, but I got it. The team and stuff was cool. We just, I guess like the club ended up parting ways with the coach for the first year, and we went with our assistant coach. That was actually my first year winning the Polish Cup. So I won the cup my first year over in Europe, but we didn't make the playoffs. I kind of struggled the first year trying to figure out the European game, so my percentages were real low. That next year, I ended up going to like the last place team that was in Poland that previous year, and they basically just gave me the ball, let me do me. We won some games, which was great. We had a nice fan turnout every home game. And then, we kind of made the city and stuff like, believers, because the team wasn't really a contender. But the city was real small, it was like a village, actually smaller than this city right here. And that's where I got hit with the racial, the racial conflicts and stuff like that. So that part was tough, and I did not let my wife come out there. I did not want her to be introduced to that, because in Poland you have long road trips. So if I leave and she's at my place and she needs to get some food or something like that, people know that she's not from there. There's no telling what could happen. I didn't want to put her in that type of situation. But my place there, it was rough. It was rough. That was like a reality check for me. It made me come to my senses and realize that I needed to appreciate everything that was given to me, because you might not get that chance again. So, now I'm in a situation where I have more than anything that I wanted, and You know, like I didn't even have a bed to like sleep on when I was with my second team. I was sleeping on like a futon. So they ended up getting me like a mattress, but you know what I'm saying, as far as like a regular bed, like I did not have a bed. I put the mattress on the floor and just slept on the floor. So I really grinded it out. I don't think most people could do that. But like the thing that'll probably trip people out is like in my bathroom, like I didn't even have a sink. So I gotta brush my teeth in my kitchen where I'm like cooking my food and stuff like that. So like nobody knew that, you know what I'm saying? So I try to hide it and look at the bright side because I was doing what I love to do. And then I was actually playing good as well. So then we was winning some games. But, you know, I was fortunate enough to get out of there in the middle of the season and, you know, go to Israel. So Israel was like a relief. Got out there with the team and stuff like that. I still talk to them to this day. And as soon as I got there, it just clicked. Everything, you know what I'm saying, was good. And, you know, certain players were just telling me, like, yo, like, we need you to score. Like, this is what we get, this is why you're here. And to hear that was like real, it was good. It was good to hear that because that's my job. That's what I'm good at. Obviously I do other things, but like for them to tell me that, like, yo, look, here, do this. We need you for this. That was great, and we ended up going to the Final Four. So it's crazy how everything can change within like months. And I started in Poland with the last place team. Ended up being the best player in Poland. I get bought out, go to Israel, and, you know, finish in the Final Four. So the main thing is, like, I didn't quit. I could have quit, but I didn't. And at times it was like a struggle because, you know, things back at home, you know, with my wife and stuff like that, like, she hears, you know what I'm saying, the different struggles and stuff that I'm going through, and she's like, just come home. I'm like, nah, I can't, like, I know, just gotta keep my faith and stuff like that, and it'll work out, which it did, because now I'm playing Euro Cup now in Turkey, and I think Turkey is probably like the best league in Europe right now. So it's a blessing. It's really a blessing, and I stuck with it. So you know, I'm proud of myself for that. Over here in Europe, you have to think more. It's more strategic. As you saw, you know, you look at the practices and stuff like that. Basically, everybody motion offense is like the same, but everybody has like their different, you know, twists and stuff like that that they like to put in. But for a college kid, I would say don't rush it. Don't come over here and just think you're going to do this, because it's not going to happen that way. The referees know that you're new. Other teams know that you're new. They're going to mark you. When I mean by mark you, they're going to have their eye on you. They're going to see how you're going to play that first game, how your attitude is, and stuff like that. And that can play a huge role into that season, and that can play a huge role to see if you're actually going to be there for the whole season, because European rosters change just like that. But for a college kid coming over here, I would say you need to really like soak everything up. If you can see a veteran player that plays your position, that's on this team that you're going to be on, make sure you pay attention to what they do, pick their brains, and try to figure out the different ins and outs of the European game, because that's what I did. Also, you need to know that you need to take care of your body. You must take care of your body. You know, some teams, they practice twice a day, and it goes no less than like 2 hours a day, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours at night. The morning practice might not be contact, but you're going to be on your feet so long that it's like time consuming. So you need to be prepared for it. And take advantage of the ice baths. Ice baths, treatments, massages, stretching, foam rolling, like all that stuff plays a part in having that longevity and being a professional European player.
All right. Summarize your career thus far, from high school to where you're at today? If you could just summarize it.
Basically, like if I know what I know now, ain't no telling where I would be at. But at the same time, I'm thankful that everything happened this way. You know, like I said, high school wasn't recruited, didn't have any help. My father helped me, but also when I was playing high school, you know, you had AAU, and it really got popular. And if it wasn't for my coach, Milton Douglas, I probably wouldn't even be in this position right now. Like besides the high school thing, because AAU got me more publicity than playing high school ball did. High school was just like a city buzz. That AAU ball really helped me, and coaches got a chance to see me, but they didn't even know what high school and stuff I went to. Like that's how bad it was. But you know, from high school to go to junior college, that was different. But you know, I learned something from every stage I played in. Every stage. When I first got to junior college, I knew I had to lift weights. I didn't lift weights in high school. I knew I needed to lift weights to be, you know, be able to battle with these guys. So that was like my first little introduction. When I went to a 4-year school, you know, I had to think more. You know, junior college was just playing. It was basically run and gun, which I can do. You just running up and down the court. But the 4-year college, you know, I had to learn. I had to sit back and look, pay attention. You know, you got to be in the right defensive spots. You got to, you know, with the charges and stuff like that or whatever. Everything was more thinking, and basically prepared me for this European game, because if my college coach, Justin Leslie, didn't do that for me, because he basically broke down my whole game and tried to make me like a complete player. If he didn't do that, I don't know if I would be able to translate my game how I did now, how I'm playing in Europe. I take smarter shots now because of him, and it's really benefited me to a point that I can probably be like one of the most efficient players over here as far as like shooting the ball. But going to the D League, it was a different setup. You know, you basically kind of going back to that JUCO style where it's just run and gun. And I couldn't translate back to it, so it kind of like put me in a hole. And that's why it was so tough for me to try to get accustomed to everything my first year in Europe. So now I'm kind of back. I'm back into, you know, to that college form, and I feel good. So that basically sums up those, you know, from high school to where I'm at now.
Alright, is there anything you just wanted to just have on there?
Basically, when people ask, you know, who am I? I'm just a regular kid, man. Grew up in the inner city of Detroit on the east side. First love was drums, of course. And fell in love with basketball, you know, just from watching my brothers and stuff playing, going over there, messing up their games and stuff on the court. You know, made mistakes in my life. My parents was there for me, made sure that I didn't make the same mistakes twice, but I just learned from them. I'm very thankful for that. And, you know, honestly, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now if it wasn't for my father. So, and that's like big to say, especially in the, you know, saying the city of Detroit or whatever, because most guys, you know, grew up, you know, single household and stuff like that or whatever. Like my mom was there, she worked, but like my dad was the one who was there with the basketball stuff. Like he made sure that I had everything that I needed, shoes, tights, socks, everything, he made sure. And, you know, rather just dropping me off to the gym. That stuff is that's what made me who I am today. I'm a loyal person, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I do make mistakes, but you know, that's me. I'm a simple person, and I hope that this video can help somebody else that's, you know, that could be possibly following me and, you know, learn from the mistakes and stuff or whatever that I made, and, you know, hopefully it can benefit you in the long run. A couple people that like inspired me to basically get to where I am today. The first person was my best friend, Dwayne Lackey, we call him Lack. Just watching him, because I first started playing ball in like 4th grade, organized basketball, and he was like one of the, like basically the best one on the team that could use like either hand. You know, mostly like kids when we like 9, 10 years old, nobody using their left hand. And you know, so like it was so crazy to see how like fluid it looked, how smooth it was looking. So I tried to like, you know, emulate that to my game or whatever, trying to use my offhand just like him. And that's basically like one of the things that I took from him. Another person was Antoine Watson, we call him Twan. Playing ball like 7th, 8th grade. You know, Twan was the best player on the team, but he was like younger than all of us. And like the way he used to play, it was just, nobody could like really touch him, like defensively, offensively, like it was crazy. So I tried to mimic like parts of his game and stuff like that, like on the defensive end. Offensively, just was like a freak of nature basically, like to be at that age. And I just tried to take that, you know, take some of his skills and stuff like that from him. Another player was in high school, Randy Hagan, and everybody used to call him Dazzle. I thought he was like Michael Jordan. Going into high school, was going to Osborne, he was like the first person I seen to do like the rock the cradle dunk, and like that was like my favorite dunk. When I used to watch him playing on varsity, because I started off on JV, it was like every time you get a fast break, the whole gym just stands up, and because they know you about to do something. And I just tried to take like, the stuff I tried to take from his game was just like how electrifying he was, how athletic he was. That was like a real important part to me. The last player was Ramar Smith, which is from Detroit too. We played AAU ball together, a couple tournaments and stuff like that. Ramar could just basically do it all. Anything you want. Honestly, I think he should be in the NBA right now, but you know, it is what it is. But his game was just crazy. You know, the way he used to maneuver his way around the rim, 6'3" in like the 8th grade, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy. So like every time I got on his team, I just felt like we would never lose. And when I was playing against him, I was just trying to, you know what I'm saying, pick like little parts or whatever about his game and trying to like emulate it or whatever, because he was a point guard. And you know, that was it. But like those guys right there like really got me to where I'm at today. And basically I just wanted to say thank you. So, you know, it's gonna be other guys that's coming up behind me or whatever. They could be watching me, they could be watching somebody else or whatever, but the thing is, you never know who's watching you, so you wanna make sure you leave like a positive legacy and nothing negative. Of course you're gonna make mistakes or whatever, but like I said before, don't ever make the same ones twice, because then that's your fault.